another case in solving the missing parts of a right triangle is that we are given the measure of the two sides. Alright, let's take this into consideration. Let us have this problem. We are to solve for the right triangle whose legs measure 20 yards and 41 yards. So, wala naman pong sinabi if it's opposite side or adjacent side or CA or CB. So, pwede po siya mag-interchange. So, first things first is for us to illustrate the problem. Suppose that is the right triangle which illustrates the problem. Let's name that triangle ABC. And suppose side BC measures 20 yards and side AC measure 41 yards. Okay, so medyo realistic naman po yung ating illustration. So what are we going to do next is, tulad ng sinabi natin dun sa discussion on the first part of the previous video, is that for us to state the given or state the given. Okay, so ang given natin ay si 20 yards. So let's say for example, or let us just assume that we are after angle A. Okay, para ma-name natin si BC as our opposite side at si AC yung adjacent side. So we are the problem would be considering angle A as our acute angle. So that is opposite side equals 20 yards and our adjacent side equals 41 yards. Okay? So ang unahin nating isolve is for us to solve either of the other missing parts. Okay, so but in this case, let us just first solve for an acute angle. Okay, since we are given 20 yards or side BC as our opposite side and side AC as our adjacent side, so pwede natin kunin yung angle using which of the three basic trigonometric function. So, opposite and adjacent, so that's gonna be the tangent function. So, the tangent of A would be equivalent to opposite over adjacent. Okay? So, labelan lang natin to para hindi tayo malito. So, to solve for angle A. Okay? So, tangent of A would be equivalent to, so the tan of A, since hindi natin alam yung measure ni A, at yun yung hinahanap natin. That is the tangent of A equals, our opposite side is 20 yards. So 20 over the adjacent side which is 41 yards. Okay? By simplifying this one, we have the tangent of A equals 20 over 41 or 20 divided by 41, that is equivalent to 0.48780. So, mas maganda kung 4 decimal places yung gagamitin natin para mas accurate tayo. Okay? So we have 0.4878. Alright. 4878. Okay. So, that's it. Next is, so let us just first double check whether it's correct or not. Sorry. So that is 41. So we have 0.4878. Okay? It is very hard for us to determine the angle or the measure of the angle given this value. Okay? It's either gagamit tayo ng table of the values of the function. Alright? Kung saan yun yung naka-flash sa screen ngayon. Or we can make use of our technology. We can make use of our calculators in solving that. Okay? Because it would be too time-consuming if maghahanap pa tayo sa table. Okay? And for us to get the value of A here, ang gagawin lang natin is to enter. Okay? Kasi kung i-manipulate natin to algebraically, we are to divide both sides by tan. Okay? Para makuha natin yung A. Okay? Since ang calculator natin, ganito ang lalabas kapag dinivide lang natin siya sa tan. So, that is 0.4878 over tan. Okay, so mag-e-error tayo. So, ibig sabihin, hindi po yun yung button na dapat nating pindutin. Okay, so para mas makuha natin yung angle measure, ang gagamitin natin would be the inverse function. So, press lang natin sa shift. Tapos, kung mapapansin niyo, this is tan raised to -1 yung yellow. Alright, so para mag-function siya, kailangan mo munang pindutin yung shift. So that is shift tan. So that's gonna be the tangent raised to -1, meaning to say the inverse function. Alright, so tapos saka natin ilalagay yung ating value, which is 0.4878. Okay, so that's gonna be equivalent to 26.0031. Or in DMS, pwede natin siyang i-click na ganyan. So mas maganda, or this is really indeed exact. Okay, pero pwede naman hanggang kay minutes lang tayo. So meaning to say, the measure of angle A would be equivalent to 26 degrees. Okay, so yun po yung magiging value ng ating angle A. Okay, so ganun din po. Kung ito tangent, what if ito po ay sine A? Ganun din, shift tapos sine para makuha natin yung angle measure. Okay, paano naman po kung cosine? Di shift, then press cosine here. Okay, for us to get the measure or the angle measure. Okay, next, since we are already given the value of A, okay na po tayo sa value ni A. So, pwede na po natin kunin yung value ni B. So to solve for B, so, gamitin lang natin yung relationship na angle A and angle B are complementary angles. So, angle B would be equivalent to 90 degrees minus angle A. And we all know, na-solve na natin kanina, that angle A measures 26 degrees. Okay? And that will yields to angle B is equivalent to what? Equivalent to 60 or 64 degrees. Okay? So that's gonna be the measure of angle B. Okay? So that's it. Meron na po tayong two other sides. Okay? Next, kunin naman natin would be the value of our hypotenuse. So, para makuha natin yung value ni hypotenuse, pwede naman natin gamitin, mas madaling paraan, we can use the Pythagorean theorem. Alright, so to solve for h, ang gagawin natin is to use our Pythagorean theorem. So, that is a square plus b square equals c square. Okay? Since si A at saka si B pwede naman siya mag-interchange, o pwede gawin na lang natin si 20 yards si A kasi siya naman yung opposite kay angle A. So that is 20 square. That is 20 square plus 41 square. That is plus 41 square equals C square. Okay? That is C square. And then, simplifying this one, we have the square of 20. So, the square of 20 is 400. And the square of 41 is 1,681. So, we have 400 plus 1,681 equals C square. Okay? And then, simplifying this one, we have 2,081 equals C square. And for us to eliminate the exponent dun sa kabilang side ng equation, we are to extract the root of both sides. So, that is the square root of 2,081 equals the square root of C square. Okay? And then, simplifying, what is to be simplified? That is the square root of 2,081. And that will yields to 45.62 yards. Okay? So, rounded off to the nearest hundreds. Again, the value is 45.62 yards. 62 yards. Okay? 62 yards. And that is the value of C. Okay? So, we have now have our values for the missing parts of the right triangle. Okay, so i-check naman natin kung tama yung mga values na meron tayo. Okay? Since we are given angle A, that is 26 degrees, so i-check natin whether the adjacent side or the opposite side to angle A is indeed 20 yards. So by using the measure of angle A, which is 26 degrees, and the measure of the adjacent side, which is 41. So ano yon? That is the tangent of A. Okay? So we have the tangent of A equals, that's TOA. So meaning opposite over adjacent. So that is, so yung A natin is 26 degrees. That is 26 degrees, sorry, equals our opposite. Okay? Check natin kung 20 yards talaga siya. So, gawin muna natin siyang unknown. That is opposite over the adjacent, which is 41 yards. Okay? And for us to get the value of O, we are to multiply both sides by 41. So, that is 41 times the tangent of 26 degrees. The tangent of 26 degrees. And that is equivalent to O. So, the tangent of 26 would be indeed equivalent to the tangent of 26 degrees is equivalent to 0.4877 or 0.4877. I'll put ellipsis here, meaning to say there are still significant values or significant figures after that. And multiplying that by 41, that would be indeed equivalent to 19.997 and so on and so forth. And if we are going to round that off to the nearest hundreds, that would be indeed equivalent to 20, which is the value of our opposite side. Okay? So, na-double check na po natin that the opposite side, opposite to angle A, is indeed 20 yards. Okay? And then, the rest will follow. Let's say, for example, we are to look for, or we are to check naman whether 41 yards talaga yung ating adjacent side or adjacent side to angle A. Pwede nyo rin pong gawin. Let's say, for example, gusto nating i-double check whether the hypotenuse is indeed 45.62 degrees. Sige, kunin natin si hypotenuse. Okay? So, it's either A or B yung gamitin mo. So, it's just either sine or cosine function kasi sila lang yung nagko-contain ng hypotenuse. Okay? So, let's say for example, si sine ang gagamitin natin. So, we have sine A equals so that is opposite over hypotenuse. Okay? So, si A po yung gagamitin natin. Ang A natin is 26 degrees. That's 26 degrees equals, what is our opposite side? Opposite side is 20 yards. That's 20 yards over our hypotenuse. Okay, and for us to get the value of the hypotenuse, manipulate lang natin siya algebraically. We have to multiply both sides by h, making this h times the sine of 26 degrees equals 20. Okay? And then, since h lang naman yung hinahanap natin, we are to divide both sides by the sine of 26, making the equation h equals 20 over the sine of 26 degrees. Okay? So, pwede naman natin siyang idiretso sa calculator para hindi na tayo mas mahirapan. So, that is h equals, so that's gonna be 20 over the sine of 26 degrees. Okay? And that is equivalent to 45.62 yards. 45.62 yards. Wherein, nakuha natin siya using the Pythagorean theorem na katulad din nito. That is 45.62 yards. So, indeed, our computation is correct. Okay, so that is another case in solving right triangle, or in the case is that we are given the measure of the two sides of a triangle or of a right triangle.